Welcome to MTN Outdoors.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of MTN Outdoors. I'm once again your guide, Andy Curtis. And I know it looks warm out right now while I'm filming this, but depending on when you're watching this, we could be seeing some more snow flying. That's because we're not done with old man winter just yet. And are we ever here in Montana? But that could be good news for a few of you out there still looking to hit the ski slopes before calling it good for the year. And if you're feeling guilty about that, don't, because as we'll see in today's episode, hitting the slopes could actually help save some of our public land. We'll also see why birds who, it's not a shock, leave during our brutally cold winters down south. But do you know why they don't stay there? We'll take a look at the science coming up. But first, before we get to any of those stories, with warmer temperatures does come a little bit of a downside. And yes, I'm talking about flooding. Especially after record high temps earlier this week, officials all across the state are now reminding residents to make sure that if you have culverts or ditches on your property, keep them clear as all this snow begins to melt. Officials also say right now is a great time to check and see if you have flood insurance, especially since many policies have a 30-day waiting period. So now would be a good time to make sure you're covered before it's too late. And speaking of flooding, a place that knows a little bit about flooding here recently, Yellowstone National Park, has some pretty major road construction projects set to start this summer. And one of the biggest projects is the replacement of a key bridge over the Yellowstone River. And it is badly needed because the concrete on this 60-year-old bridge is starting to crumble. But visitors might not even notice that the repairs are happening. That's because the new bridge, more than twice as long, is being built just a short distance away upstream. So hopefully there will be very little traffic disruption. Now this new bridge will cost $118 million. And just 2 years ago, the estimate was slightly more than $71 million. Park officials say the rising cost of labor and materials like concrete and steel is to blame. And that long winter we just got through could lead to an increase in wildlife mortality, according to Fish, Wildlife and Parks. Specifically in southwest Montana, has put more stress on our wildlife. And while some winter kill is normal, this year there is an increased likelihood that residents and people recreating on our public lands might come into contact with wildlife carcasses. Now, FWP says one thing people can do to help is give wildlife extra space and keep your pets from harassing them. This helps animals conserve their energy, but people should never feed animals. This is important. Feeding wild animals is illegal here in Montana and can lead to habituation and disease, putting the animal at further risk. Lastly, and maybe the most important thing to keep in mind, that people in grizzly bear country should stay clear of animal carcasses. They are an important source of food for bears emerging from hibernation, and it can be extremely dangerous to come between a grizzly and its food source. For more information on how FWP tracks and handles winter wildlife kills, head on over to our website. But obviously, our brutal winters don't kill off all the wildlife here in Montana. MTN's Phil Van Pelt shows us just how resilient our animals can be.
Spring is here, but it still looks very much like winter near communities like Red Lodge. And when you have snow in April that's taller than I am, you can only imagine the challenges that it poses for wildlife.
There was a kind of snowfall that I remember back in the 80s, like Montana got all the time.
On March 25th, when Red Lodge was drilled with feet of fresh powder, most people stayed inside to stay warm. But how does the wildlife in Montana deal with it?
Definitely harder for them. Like in my mind's eye, I see bears, poking their head out of the dens and like going, nope, going back to bed.
John Potter lives in Red Lodge and has all sorts of regular visitors to his yard throughout the year, including these turkeys on Wednesday. And many animals don't seem built for the snow. But Zoo Montana director Jeff Ewald says not to worry too much about our four-legged friends.
Animals in Montana, and really across the globe obviously, have adaptations to handle heavy snow. So think of lynx and their big giant feet that act as snowshoes. You can talk about wolverines have a specialized tooth that's rotated in their mouth that allows them to eat frozen meat.
Even those who don't look built for Montana Montana winters often will just will their way through them.
When the female eagles, and this could be any bird, are sitting on a nest of eggs and a snowstorm comes like this, they will not move and they will stay on those eggs, and literally snow will pile on top of them, and the male will come in and usually brush, what it can away.
In fact, Ewelt says worrying too much about animals can be one of our biggest mistakes.
We as humans tend to feel bad for wildlife that's out there, but you got to remember that's what they're built for, and they don't need the handout. In fact, feeding an animal during the winter could be one of the worst things you can do for an animal because they become reliant on that.
And being able to observe so many species right outside his back door, it's a statement Potter knows to be true.
They're built for it. They've been doing this for millions of years before humans came along. They got a lot of stuff figured out.
In Red Lodge, Phil Van Pelt, MTN News.
And as animals like bears emerge from hibernation, right now is a good time to remind a lot of you out there that this weekend kicks off black bear hunting here in Montana. That season officially starts on April 15th. And remember, like everything else, make sure you have a license first. But unlike most other big game animals, hunters need to take a bear identification test before purchasing that license. There is also a mandatory 48-hour reporting requirement for all successful hunts. Oh, and don't forget, trichinosis is a disease that people can get from eating undercooked bear meat. So if you do have a successful hunt, make sure you cook that meat thoroughly. Now, FWP has a lot of great info about bear hunting on their website, fwp.mt.gov. Another predator that's very active right now are coyotes. And our ranchers in north central Montana say they're seeing a very big increase in coyote attacks on their livestock. MTN's Brianna Juno has our story.
They say a rancher's job is never done. And when it comes to protecting their livestock from threats like predators, that has always been an ongoing battle.
But it makes for, pretty long nights. We're always watching for the coyotes.
An ongoing problem among ranchers in the area and most of north central Montana is the coyotes that not only kill the livestock, but hurt the livelihood of producers all over the state.
It's just a constant watch for us now. It didn't used to be that way.
Con Forder, owner of Forder Land and Cattle, has lived in Highwood his whole life and says that he's seen the coyotes not only grow in population, but that they're getting braver.
Yeah, we've had them. We've got a heifer pen. It's really small. It's right next to everything else. They were right in with the cows. Literally within 3 feet of them, and challenging them for afterbirth. But they definitely do pose a threat at this time of year during calving and stuff.
According to the Livestock Loss Mitigation Program that reimburses producers for livestock loss, coyotes are not among the animals covered. So that loss goes directly into producers' pockets.
We take all of that burden, but for coyotes, you just take it on the chin. Dave
McEwen, a cow and sheep rancher living in the Sweetgrass Hills, has felt that burden of coyote loss directly.
We'll go from 150% drop to a 80 or 70% drop really quick. That's money I don't spend downtown. It's gone.
Wildlife Services, a USDA program, helps ranchers by controlling the coyote population when possible, but a lack of increased funding and growing inflation prices has limited the amount of help available.
In a perfect world, I would like to see them funded adequately, but we need a program to make sure that in the springtime, when we have young and growing livestock, that we take care of those issues in the area and the surrounding area so that we don't have problems all summer. We still have that work ethic. We have that devotion to the industry and to what we do, and we like what we do, so we keep doing it.
In north central Montana, Brianna Juno, MTN News.
All right, in honor of black bear hunting season starting this weekend across the state, today's MTN trivia question is all about the Bruin. So here we go. In the wild, how long can a black bear live? Is it A, 30 years, B, 20 years, or C, 15 years? Now this should be an easy one, but it all also might not be so easy. Think about it, maybe even write it down, and we'll take a look at the right answer when we come back.
We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Welcome back, everybody. Now, before the break, we asked you this week's MTN Outdoors trivia question, and just in case you missed it because I'm such a nice guy, here it is one more time. In the wild, how long can a black bear live? Is it A, 30 years, B, 20 years, or C, 15 years? All right, think about it, and if you guessed 30, you are absolutely correct. According to the National Wildlife Federation, a bear can live up to 30 years old, but most don't make it past their early 20s. And did you know not all black bears are black? They can actually range from brown to blonde, cinnamon, and even white and gray in some areas of the country. So keep that in mind if you're going out bear hunting this weekend. Also, a large male black bear can weigh up to 600 pounds. Also keep that in mind. Now, I completely understand why bears hibernate during our long, cold, brutal winters. And I also understand why some birds hightail it down to some warmer climates during the winter. But why do they come back? MTN's Tanner Saul has our answer.
The tropics in the wintertime. Sunny beaches, vibrant colors, and lots of birds. Winter is tough, especially for our feathered friends. It takes a lot of energy just to stay warm and find food. So it's no surprise that they fly south for the winter. A study by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology from 2013 to 2017 found 2.6 billion birds died during fall and spring migrations, proving migration is pretty dang risky for birds. So why not just stay where the sun is always warm and you don't have to worry about any blizzards? For birds, living in the tropics isn't sipping on a pina colada and taking in the sun. What may sound like paradise is really a fierce competition over resources. There's an endless battle over food. Not only are birds competing over resources with native bird species, they're also fighting over it with the millions of birds that plan their winter vacation there too. The hot and humid environments also serve as the world's finest petri dish, suitable for an abundance of infectious diseases and parasites. So, as it turns out, there are some real advantages to making the trip back north. Spring migrants time their return to coincide with an enormous supply of food. Seasonal change is like a reliable clockwork mechanism that operates on our planet, offering dependable resources. It's like the ultimate all-you-can-eat buffet. As plants and animals in the north begin to bloom and reproduce, there's an explosion of seeds, fruits, and insects for the taking. It's a springtime feast that's worth the long journey for these intrepid travelers. So, migrating birds are simply following the trail of this natural abundance. Raising chicks is no small feat. Breeding in the heat of the tropics brings a whole new set of challenges for the success of eggs and chicks. By migrating north, these smart species are moving to a more temperate climate to raise their delicate chicks. With cooler temperatures, they can focus on the important work of feeding and caring for their little ones. At the equator, day length doesn't change too much, but in the north during the summer months, days get longer and longer. And longer summer days in the north mean more time to gather food and feed hungry mouths. It's all about balance, and each species has to weigh the risks and benefits of migration. Migration is a magical spectacle, and according to the Smithsonian, the top 5 best places in the US to witness these mass migrations during the spring are Rio Grande, Delaware Bay, the Great Lakes, Central Park, and Point Reyes National Seashore. But as our planet changes, so too do the habits of our animal friends. Some species are arriving earlier than they used to, while others are changing their migration patterns entirely. So who knows what the future holds for our migrating friends? One thing's for sure, the only constant in life is change. Tanner Saul, Scripps News.
All right, everybody, stick around because when we come back, I want you to think about this. Imagine trekking through hundreds of miles in one of the coldest environments in the world. For this Bozeman man, that's exactly what he endures as a human-powered Iditarod champion. And we'll meet him when MTN Outdoors returns.
We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for spending some time with us here this week at MTN Outdoors. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do might be a little difficult because it's been so warm around here lately, but close your eyes and imagine trekking through hundreds of miles of some of the most brutally cold conditions that this country has to offer. That's exactly what this Bozeman man did by choice, and he's a champion because of it.
The first day was 20 degrees. It got down to minus 40 that night. 35% of the field finished. The other 65% dropped or had to get like medically evacuated. And so you find this like pretty deep, almost like primitive or primal relationship with what it means to move and survive.
Watson's describing the 350-mile foot race through Alaska, and he qualified for it just over 1 month after setting a 16-hour course record for a 200-kilometer race in Idaho. The turnaround was anything but easy.
I got up there and I was stoked. Like mentally, I was like, this is great. I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm like gonna beat everyone. I was like in the right headspace. But then I started jogging that first day and I was like, I feel like trash. Like my knees hurt. My fitness isn't here, like, and that's when I kind of like flipped the switch on the mental game, which is everyone's gonna feel like trash. I can just do that better. And I was like, all right, I can do that better, like prove it to myself.
Training for these races is a battle in and of itself, but he had an advantage. Living in Bozeman, just under 2,600 miles from Anchorage, he not only had an easier time getting there than some of his international competition, but also he could train in an environment similar to the one he endured throughout this Iditarod.
Yeah, actually, you know, I felt like it was kind of a home field advantage almost. Bozeman had some of the coldest weather in a long time this winter. So when it was minus 35, I was like, cool, I'm gonna go sleep in Highlight now and see how that feels.
Describing the endurance as uncomfortable is putting it lightly. They are getting barely any rest and at the point of hallucination.
That was my plan, is move, only rest when it's absolutely necessary. And by that I mean I'm falling asleep as I'm walking. And if I'm falling asleep and I'm falling off the trail, I can do that for maybe a few hours, but at some point I need to stop. And the reason that I stop is because I'll move faster once I've reset.
And for his ultimate goal?
The longest, coldest race in the world and the longest, hottest race in the world. So I want to do the Iditarod 1000 in March of next year, and then the Badwater 135 in July in Death Valley.
If you're wondering why Watson keeps going through something so tough, it's in his DNA. His philosophy runs much deeper than the race.
It's like I've finally connected to something I was designed to do, which is endure. So I guess that's my why, is it allows me to be like what I perceive to be uniquely human.
In Bozeman, Grace Lawrence, MTN Sports.
Not that we really need an excuse to go skiing or snowboarding, but if you were feeling a little guilty for maybe, I don't know, leaving work early to hit the hill, what if I were to tell you that the next time you jump on a chairlift, you could be helping protect our public lands?
These right here are the kind of days that I live for. The sun's out, we're at the mountain, life is good. And it's not only America's ski resorts that brings us days like these, but a unique partnership between them and the U.S. Forest Service. And there's a bill right now that, if passed, the money you spend at these ski resorts could go to preserving these forests for generations to come.
This is kind of a no-frills area.
Tony Camerata loves where he works because it's also where he plays.
We don't always believe that more is better.
While the Arapahoe Basin ski area, located in the heart of Colorado's Rocky Mountains, may lack frills, it has terrain and scenery that can get any outdoors person excited. A big part of that is because it's located on public lands.
We have a special use permit with the U.S. Forest Service. We consider it an honor to be able to take care of this land. It's important that we do it the right way.
Of the 525 ski areas across the country, 124 of them operate on public land, paying a percentage of their profits for a permit to operate. The U.S. Forest Service says these permits bring in about $40 million to the general fund annually.
We collect a lot of different fees, whether it's for grazing and logging and outfitting and guide and campgrounds, the ski area fees is the only one that I can think of that we get nothing back to the home use.
Scott Fitzwilliams is the forest supervisor of Colorado's White River National Forest, where Arapahoe Basin, along with 11 other ski areas, are based in. Proposed federal legislation would help take a hefty portion of that $40 million and give it right back into the nation's forests through the Ski Hill Resources for Economic Development Act, or aptly abbreviated as the SHRED Act.
They woke up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. and said, wow. Wait till I go to my boss and tell him the acronym that I came up with.
The SHRED Act would allocate 80% of these fees collected for authorized uses at the local national forest where these ski areas are located. And then 20% would go to serve the Forest Service with recreational needs in all of our national forests. Fitzwilliams says this would be crucial since U.S. national forests have seen a dramatic increase in visitors since the pandemic, making maintenance difficult, operating under current budgets. He talked numbers from White River National Forests alone.
5 years ago, our visitation was 13.5 million. Now it's approaching 18 million. And so if you can imagine just trying to manage those increases of recreation, it requires staffing, it requires infrastructure.
While support for the SHRED Act is bipartisan, the bill had to be reintroduced this year. Tony hopes the second go-around will be successful because he believes that when our forests benefit, we all benefit.
There's no reason to think that we're going to see any less visitation in the near future. So we can't be reactive all the time when it comes to managing these lands. We have to be proactive.
Vanessa Mishania, Scripps News, Dillon, Colorado.
All right, that should just about do it for us here this week at MTN Outdoors. Please keep those photos coming of you enjoying everything that the great outdoors has to offer here in Montana. And as it continues to get warmer and warmer, I know a lot more of you are heading outside, hiking, camping, fishing, anything, everything. If you're doing it outside here in Montana, send me a photo to andy.curtis@ktvh.com, and you could see yourself at the end of a future episode. And with that, it's time to take a look at this week's MTN Outdoors brag board. And to prove that I'm putting my money where my mouth is, here's a picture of me and my family out hiking Mount Ascension a few weekends ago. And with that warmer weather around this weekend, I'm sure a lot of you out there did the same thing. So send me in those pictures. And if you have any good hiking trail recommendations you'd like to suggest, send me an email. Thanks again, everybody, and until next week, stay safe, and I'll see you out there.